Have you ever wondered what lies hidden beneath the ocean floor, beneath layers of deep sediment, or beneath the still waters of ancient lakes? Join us as we uncover lost cities and unsolved mysteries in today's video. Shicheng. Shicheng, also known as the Lion City, has been dubbed the Atlantis of the East. The city now lies 40 meters beneath the surface of Qiandao Lake in Zhejiang province. In 1959, the entire city was submerged when the Chinese government decided to construct the Shinan hydroelectric dam, forcing over 300,000 residents to relocate, many of whom had lived there for generations. Originally built during the Tang dynasty in the year 621, Shicheng is nearly 1,400 years old. What makes the city unique is that it featured 5 entrance gates, a rare deviation from traditional Chinese city planning, which typically included only 4. The ancient city also contains 265 archways, intricately carved with images of lions, dragons, phoenixes, and historical inscriptions. Most of the decorative and architectural features date back to the Ming and Qing dynasties, with several stone structures still intact from as early as 1777 and the city walls retaining visible traces from the 16th century. In 2001, the Chinese government launched an underwater expedition to investigate what remained of the lost city. A decade later, in 2011, the Chinese edition of National Geographic published photos and illustrations reconstructing what Shicheng might have looked like in its prime. While the city isn't especially large in scale, much of its ruins still remain unmapped. Today, advanced diving tours to the sunken city take place from April to November each year, and there are even plans underway to construct an underwater tunnel to open Shicheng to the general public in the future. Though buried beneath deep water, Shicheng has been naturally shielded from the elements and human interference. As a result, many of its ancient stone structures remain remarkably well preserved, turning it into a rare and priceless hidden gem of Chinese history. Pavlopetri, Greece. Located in the Peloponnese region of southern Greece, the ancient city of Pavlopetri now lies about 4 meters beneath the sea. It is considered one of the oldest known underwater cities in the world, estimated to be nearly 5,000 years old, dating from around 2800 to 2000 BC. Rising sea levels, combined with 3 to 4 major earthquakes, caused Pavlopetri to sink beneath the waves around 1000 BC. Some believe that the city may have even inspired the legendary tale of Atlantis, the fabled lost city of myth. Pavlopetri was first discovered in 1967 by oceanographer Nicholas Fleming and was later surveyed by a team of archaeologists from the University of Cambridge. Their findings revealed a remarkably well-planned city, complete with straight roads, 2-story houses with gardens, and an incredibly complex water management system. In 2009, the University of Nottingham launched a 5-year underwater archaeological project using robotics, advanced graphics technology, and 3D sonar mapping to chart the entire site beneath the seabed. These efforts yielded results beyond expectations. Thousands of ancient artifacts were uncovered, offering invaluable insights into daily life in ancient Pavlopetri. Notably, archaeologists discovered ceramics dating back to the end of the Stone Age, suggesting that the city existed during the same era as the famous Greek epic, the Iliad. They also uncovered a monumental structure resembling a megaron, indicating that members of the elite may have once lived there. Historians believe Pavlopetri served as a bustling center of trade for both the Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations. However, what remains of Pavlopetri today faces numerous threats. Pollution, wave erosion, tourism, and a lack of proper protection all pose serious risks to the ancient ruins. To this day, less than 1% of the ocean floor has been explored, and Pavlopetri continues to serve as a powerful source of inspiration for the enduring modern myth of Atlantis. Heracleion, Egypt. The legendary beginnings of Heracleion date back as far as the 12th century BC, and the city is mentioned numerous times by ancient Greek historians. According to Herodotus, it was visited by Helen of Troy before the Trojan War began. It is also said to be the place where the divine hero Heracles first set foot in Africa. Known as Thonis by the Egyptians, Heracleion was originally built on a cluster of islands in the Nile River delta. and was intersected by a network of canals, complete with multiple harbors and anchorages. The city served as one of Egypt's main ports for international trade and tax collection. Around 150 BC, a series of major earthquakes followed by tsunamis caused a 110 square kilometer section of the Nile Delta to collapse beneath the sea, taking the city of Heraklion with it. The city remained buried beneath the seafloor for thousands of years, covered in layers of sand and debris, making accidental discovery nearly impossible. However, in the early 2000s, a team of divers working off the coast of Egypt discovered a large stone beneath the seabed and brought it to the surface. It turned out to be a fragment of a statue of Hapi, the god of fertility, who once stood at the western mouth of the Nile as a guardian of Heraklion. The team continued their search and eventually unearthed 6 more fragments of the statue, along with a wealth of other treasures, including temple ruins, pottery shards, precious jewels, coins, oil lamps, ceremonial barges, and busts. Over the years, more and more artifacts have continued to surface. In 2021, a team from the European Institute for Underwater Archaeology, led by French marine archaeologist Franck Gaudiot, uncovered new parts of the sunken city. These discoveries included the remains of a large tumulus, a Greek ceremonial area, and lavish offerings, suggesting that spectacular rituals must have once taken place there. The discovery of such artifacts within Heraklion points to the cultural interplay between the pharaonic and ancient Greek worlds and the pivotal role that trade played in binding the two together. Surveys and excavations are ongoing, revealing new insights into this sunken city with every passing year. Van Fortress, Turkey. In 2017, a group of divers discovered the ruins of an ancient fortress lying deep beneath the waters of Lake Van, the largest lake in Turkey. Beginning in 2007, the research team, led by underwater photographer Tahsin Ceylan, had conducted a series of expeditions primarily focused on studying microorganisms and investigating submerged archaeological sites within the lake. By 2016, they came across a strange structure near the harbor of Adilsivas, an ancient lakeside town. It wasn't until 2017, after further surveys, that the team confirmed it was the remains of a fortress with some of its walls reaching heights of up to 3 meters and stretching across an area of approximately 1 square kilometer. Archaeologists estimate that the fortress was built around 3,000 years ago and is believed to have belonged to the Iron Age civilization of Urartu. The fortress was constructed primarily using large cut stones, and several of these stone blocks bear engravings of lions, a common motif among the ancient Urartians. Previous research, particularly during the 1950s and 1960s, had already hinted at submerged structures in Lake Van. Notably, a 1958 paper by Charles Allen Burney and Lawson described a medieval castle that had reused stone blocks originally crafted by the Urartians. Today, archaeologists believe that further in-depth research is necessary to determine the precise structure and historical significance of this mysterious fortress. Beneath the cold, deep waters of Lake Van, the ruins of an ancient civilization continue to wait, holding silent clues to Turkey's distant and still unfolding past. Yonaguni Monument, Japan. Yonaguni, the southernmost island of Japan's Ryukyu archipelago, is well known for attracting large schools of hammerhead sharks during the winter months. In 1987, a local diver named Kihachiro Aratake made a startling discovery. He came across a series of stone steps with nearly perfect cut edges located 25 meters below the ocean's surface. The find quickly drew interest from the scientific community. Professor Masaaki Kimura and his research team arrived to survey the site, and at first, he believed the structure was man-made, dating back over 10,000 years, possibly a remnant of the fabled lost continent of Mu. However, Professor Kimura later revised his assessment, estimating that the stone formations were only between 2,000 and 3,000 years old. He also claimed that the Yonaguni seabed contained features resembling pyramids, castles, roads, monuments, and even a stadium. Still, some historians and researchers have expressed skepticism about Kimura's theories, suggesting that his claims lack solid scientific grounding. They argue the formations may simply be natural phenomena, much like other striking geological formations found around the world, such as the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, created by volcanic lava flows thousands of years ago. In fact, the Yonaguni formations are attached to a larger rock mass beneath the seabed, further supporting the idea that they may be of natural origin. To this day, neither Japan's Agency for Cultural Affairs nor the Okinawa prefectural government has officially recognized Yonaguni as an archaeological site. No formal research or preservation efforts have been undertaken. While the true origin of the Yonaguni monument remains a subject of ongoing debate, the site continues to captivate generations of divers, explorers, and lovers of ancient legends and unsolved mysteries. The mysteries of the past are still out there, waiting to be uncovered and understood. If you found today's stories fascinating, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next journeys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next exploration.